Hey everyone, my name is Nick, and this is my quick testimony. So, when I was younger, growing up, I didn't go to church a lot, maybe a handful of times throughout the year. But my mom was a constant prayer, and like for meals and stuff, dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever it was, I remember her praying pretty consistently. So, that idea of prayer and God was always something relevant in my life, whether I kind of knew it or understood it or not. So growing up, my mom was a believer and my dad not so much. They both came from Catholic backgrounds, but my dad didn't really keep faith as he grew older and became married and eventually had kids. So growing up, a lot of the time, what I would find my worth and my purpose in was playing sports and how well I would do out on the soccer field or football or baseball, whatever that was, and how many points I could put up or tackles I made or whatever the stats looked like. That was where I found my purpose. So as time went on, eventually my parents got divorced and I struggled because I thought I didn't really know what to think and things were just hard for me. And so that goal of being better at sports and proving myself became something of trying to win my parents' approval, specifically my father's. And that was not a healthy thing for me to do. And eventually, through just injury and not being able to play anymore, I kind of lost my identity and who I was and fell down just a long way of some depression, nothing serious to the point of suicidal, but definitely some depression in that. And I struggled for multiple years. Took me a long time, many years, probably 6 to 8 years to realize and become okay with the fact that my abilities shouldn't be something that I'm striving towards to win approval. And I shouldn't be trying to win the approval of man, but rather be intentional about winning the approval of God, as I later understood. So I graduated from high school now 6 years ago in 2017. And after that, I kind of stopped talking to my friends just because we were all doing school stuff in like community college, or they moved away and then all working. So we didn't have as much time. And I kind of just didn't really know what to do with my time anymore. So I ended up going to church one day for a young adults night, and this guy who I'd never met came over and prayed for me. And it seemed like he kind of knew everything that I was struggling with and going through, which was wild to me. And so I was like, maybe I should give this more of a try. So I made a decision to go to church every single weekend, no matter what, if I was the only person in my family going or if my family was coming with me, which a lot of the time it was just me at the beginning. Thankfully, my family does come a lot more now. But throughout time and just consistency of going to church and then getting involved, I started playing on the worship team, and now I run the youth worship team at my church. And so it was just a big turnaround from living for the approval of man to then realizing that God has called me to certain things that I never would have expected to be able to do. And it's just been a wild journey so far, but thank you for listening.